guys, welcome to my channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. You're the fucking best. I'm sharing my somewhat minor disaster that is finding my current apartment in Los Angeles during a pandemic. So I started my apartment search back in June. I had to move out of the apartment I was living in then on July 1st. Back then, I was looking in the Valley. I was looking in the area that I lived in at that time, which is Century City. So near that area, Beverly Hills, kind of West Hollywood. I was also looking in Westwood. At the beginning of my search, my then roommate, Brenna, was gonna move in possibly with me. We were gonna do a 2-bedroom, but she decided kind of in the middle of the search that she definitely wanted to move home to North Carolina, to the East Coast. Once Brenna decided she wasn't gonna live in LA anymore, I started looking at 1-bedroom apartments and then being more open to finding a new roommate to live in a 2-bedroom with, or possibly 2 new roommates to live in a 3-bedroom with. I just had my options open really. I do not remember the pricing of a lot of these things. I am going to put the address or the building name on the screen so y'all can see it in the buildings that I did not end up choosing. A lot of the buildings you'll see I really did love. It just wasn't like maybe the right price. They didn't have the right number of rooms, or my current roommate didn't want to live there really. So I won't be sharing prices, but just for reference, I didn't really want to spend any more than $2,500 per month. So living in a 1-bedroom apartment was going to be pretty difficult with that budget because things do run a little more expensive in Los Angeles. So I was kind of banking on finding a roommate and getting like a 2-bedroom because that is just more realistic within that price range. Also, I want to thank Imani McGregor. She helped us find some really good units in Sherman Oaks, in Valley Village, in Studio City. We looked at some in West Hollywood, I believe. So she was just really helpful, and if you're looking for an apartment here in Los Angeles, it might be worth it to consult her. She was able to search the MLS, which is something I don't have access to. So that was just very helpful in actually looking at all of our options. We had truly so many options and we went to so many showings, but I'm showing you guys my favorites in this video. Also, like mid-vlog, through looking at apartments, I actually ended up moving out of my apartment, which you will see, and I went to go stay at my friend Kelsey's. So without further ado, let's go apartment hunting. This is the cutest. And this is the smallest room, so we would use this for the office. There's a closet here, bathroom, another closet, and the living room area, the dining area, and then we've got the other room. So here is the medium-sized room. And then like washer dryer, another bathroom, and then there's like the master suite. This is a pretty large room with a balcony, and then a pretty large bathroom, and then a really large closet. Okay, so we came to see apartment number 2, but whoever's in charge of seeing this is not answering our girl, so we can't go in and see it today. This is the most unflattering.
I know, I'm like,
Brenna's trying to scoot out. Here's an apartment that I'm looking at right now. So obviously the kitchen is great. This is a 1-bedroom, but why? Why do they always do this? Otherwise, this complex is perfect. And it has a unit washer dryer, it has like the Nest system, the bedroom. I don't love how there's not a lot of light in here, and I hate these kind of blinds. But everything else is updated. Okay, I'm gonna go look at the Nest unit. With the carpets. I like this, but like the carpet, guys, I just can't deal with the carpet. I'm sorry. I feel like I don't want to compromise on the carpet because like here's the thing. If I was paying like no money to live here, that'd be great and I would just fucking deal with it probably. But the apartments here are like $2,600 a month. Like I don't want to have something I don't like, you know? Like I want to enjoy myself. Also, she was telling me that it's a no smoking community, so you can't even smoke weed here or else they give you a violation. Not a deal breaker, but like a little bit of a deal breaker. Okay, so some moving updates. Brenna and I went to see some apartments. I really liked one of the ones that I took a video of, but everyone has like their things they don't like, obviously. For me, I don't really want to have like carpet, like old appliances, but Brenna doesn't like the shower to be the shower and the tub like combined, you know? That's kind of her like deal breaker, so that was what was wrong for her. So I started looking for apartments for just a 1-person, like 1 bed, 1 bath. I went to a place this morning that I didn't film. I walked in, there was like a stench in it. It had communal laundry, and then it also had carpet. That wasn't gonna work for me, especially not for, I think theirs was almost $2,600, so no thanks. A lot of issues I'm having too is the central air conditioning. There's there's a lot of buildings that are older in LA and they don't have central air, which is fine in a lot of ways, but especially in the valley, it gets pretty hot in the summertime. And my friends that have central air, they usually like hang out in their bedrooms in the summertime because like the airflow isn't great in their living room, and so it's like really fucking hot in there, and I just prefer to have like a place that has air conditioning. Can we just have in-unit washer dryer, central air, and hardwood floors? And like somewhat renovated appliances. They don't need to be top of the line, but like please, it doesn't exist in Los Angeles unless you want to pay $3,500 for a one-person apartment. And I really don't feel like doing that because I just don't understand why that's necessary. I will say I am really only limiting my search to like kind of where I live now. So like Century City, Beverly Hills, West LA areas, like Westwood even, and then to the valley. So like Sherman Oaks, Studio City, and Valley Village I've been looking, and they have typically cheaper prices. I'm driving to like the West Hollywood area, which I do not want to fucking live in West Hollywood at all. But the place that I found is in that $2,500 range. It's newer and the building looks nice and updated. And so I'm just gonna go look. We'll see exactly where it is because I, again, just don't really like West Hollywood for a lot of reasons. Oh, I love LA. See, I would love to live in the valley because literally every time you come over the hill, it's just beautiful. My issue is I'm leaving town for a week. So tomorrow through the 21st to go home and go to a friend's wedding shower and stuff. So I'll get back on the 21st and I have to move out like the 30th, basically, and have a new place to go. So I'm just trying to see all the places that I can now so that I can like rule these places out if I need to, or maybe I'll find something I really like. I didn't find it this difficult to find my last two apartments here. There were so many places that me and Kelsey found, but like before COVID and all this stuff started, because we were looking into like maybe getting a house and having a couple people in it. In the valley, like in really convenient areas, there's so many houses that are so freaking cute. And if you have like 4 people, you can get like a 5-bedroom house and have the office and all that stuff for pretty inexpensive. You just want more people with you, I think is the key here. Or you want to be rich as fuck. You know, if I can make that happen, then I would as well. But this is apartment hunting in LA. Let's go to the West Hollywood apartment, see what that one looks like. So now I'm headed to the townhouse with Amani, and this is the townhouse that Brenna and I would share. So this is the townhouse space. We've got the living room area, so couch would be here, dining area here, and then we've got the kitchen area here. All of the appliances are nice. I love things like this. And we've got this little half bath, the full bath, and then here's the room. There's like one of these closets. This bedroom has its own balcony. Okay, so here's bedroom number 2. I'm assuming this is like the quote master. And then we've got this 3rd room. I have my bed moved out today. I am officially moving out on, I forgot when I'm moving out. Oh, on the 30th, which is in 3 days. But I had the people come from the junk removal service and take my bed. It's not in good enough condition to give away to somebody, and they'll strip my mattress. And I think that they like do their best at recycling everything that they can. So I wanted to hire someone like professional to come and do that. They took my side tables too. So now I'm sleeping on the couch until I leave, I guess. Or I'll go to Kelsey's house. Kelsey is my chauffeur today because my car registration is out and I'm too scared to drive it because I also don't have a valid license. So if I get pulled over, then I'm fucked. Working on that. And I probably need to find a place to live as well. So we are gonna go downtown today and look at a couple different properties. The first one being a place called Apex, the One. I guess if I end up living somewhere, I can't really say where I live. I think I have 4 that I'm looking at today. We're just gonna park there and hopefully they let us just stay there and we can walk. Okay, so downtown, the positives are it's super affordable for what you get. Also, I like the idea of being able to like be in a building with amenities, so I can just like wake up and go work out and like go to the little workspace and do my job and like have a place to shoot because they're really pretty and they're relatively inexpensive, and also I can walk everywhere. Like I can walk to get my groceries, I can walk to get my coffee, like all the normal things I would do, I would just walk. And then if I want to go be social with my friends and stuff, the apartments I've chosen are pretty close to the highway and it's pretty easy to get around that way. We're gonna get on 10 East, like right now.
Oh no.
I forgot to tell you, you got it, you got it. Kelsey has never been downtown. So
I'm terrified.
The area that I'm looking at is called South Park, and it's a relatively clean area for downtown. There are obviously a lot of homeless people downtown. There's Skid Row downtown, which is like pretty dangerous. But I was told at South Park they have its own like patrol and like they'll keep things clean as much as possible, which is nice to know. So we'll be looking in that area today. So we're in the Apex, the Ones building right now, and this is kind of like the workspace slash like social lounge at the front. I'm already obsessed with this building and everyone has been so nice. I just like love the floor to ceiling windows. There's just nothing better. So that was Kelsey's favorite apartment. Now we're headed on to one in a more like historic building. So this is pretty. So this is the last place we're looking at today. The ceilings are, I just love vaulted ceilings like this. I think these are so pretty. And then here's the living and dining space. This is actually quite a large space. Like you could do like a dining table here and then living. And then here's the bedroom, again with the vaulted ceilings, little fire escape, and then the closet. And then the bathroom's kind of in the front, but. Okay, so I just got to an apartment complex called Hope and Flower. I'm going up to do the self-guided tour right now. All of these buildings have a lot of security just because there's kind of sketchy stuff going on downtown in some parts. Just now when I was walking here from the other apartment complex, I saw a woman who literally just had no clothes on. She was actually naked. Just naked. So here is an example of one of their units. So here's the bathroom. I like how they have this set up for self-guided to it. And then, wow, gorgeous. So this is a 2-bedroom one. I love that it's already set up and modeled and everything. Here is the view. Wow, I really could use a water. Thanks, guys. Okay, here's a 1-bedroom. It's a bit smaller, obviously, but good amount of space. Master, I can just see myself chilling and working. I probably use the dining table for more work. And then here's the bathroom. They've got lots of storage in all of the units I've seen so far. And they also have actually good washer dryer, which has been a rare find. Okay, so at this point in my hunt, I actually had to go home to Texas. I had found my roommate, my current roommate Taylor, and we were considering living together. And basically I went on all of these visits downtown because she wanted to live downtown. She's always lived down here. So while I was in Los Angeles, I went to a number of buildings downtown, which I liked so many of them. There's some really, really good ones down here in terms of amenities and all of that stuff. I went and visited some, and then she was actually out of Los Angeles at this time. And then when I left Los Angeles, she came back to LA and she was able to visit the apartments on kind of my short list of favorites. And when she did that, we both decided that we really, really loved the current building that we live in. And at this time I was back home in Texas, and I had decided I was gonna stay there for about a month, and Taylor, her old lease wasn't up yet. So what happened was, when I visited the current building that I lived in, which I'm obviously not going to share right now, but when we move out, I will, I promise. I just was like, this is my home. Like, I knew it, the leasing agent was the best. We really loved him, and the building is just amazing. The amenities are amazing. The location is just absolutely perfect for downtown. When I visited, I was like, I have to live here. And I texted Taylor and I was like, I have to live here. And she was like, okay, I'll go visit. She finally got back into LA and visited. She texted me immediately after touring and she's like, we had to live there. And I was like, I fucking know. So the unit that we wanted originally. It was actually a couple floors down from the unit that we currently have. It was the only one left, basically. What happened was while she was visiting and before we could put the deposit down that same day, someone had actually signed the lease for it. And we were like, fuck. And so we both were kind of discussing it and we're like, all right, well, why don't we wait for the perfect thing? Luckily, we both had places to stay otherwise. So we were like, why don't we just like wait for a little bit and see when like the perfect one comes up, because we want to feel good about this decision, especially when it's just like so much money per month. We want to make sure that we like the place that we live. A couple days later, the leasing agent at our current building calls Taylor and was like, hey, someone backed out of a lease for the same unit they all wanted and actually a couple levels up, a couple floors up, so the view is even better. And she immediately calls me. We were freaking out. We put the deposit down that day and we ended up moving in like a week later. I am really happy with the apartment that I found. I do love living downtown so far, and I will show you guys the apartment and do the whole reveal and all of that stuff, though you've seen it on my Instagram if you follow me. I'm gonna do a moving vlog part 2 and that will go live next week. Overall, we're very lucky to have had people helping us. I'm very thankful to my friend Kelsey for letting me stay at her house for about a week, and then I'm really thankful for my family letting me come and crash. At that point, we didn't know how long I was gonna be staying there because I was again trying to like wait out finding the perfect apartment. So in terms of looking for apartments in Los Angeles, one, the price is so tough to swallow if you are not from a city like Los Angeles. For example, I'm from Texas and I know what my friends pay for their apartments and it's nauseating. When you look at the prices of apartments here, freaking nauseating. If you have time to spare and you have a extra place to stay or something like that, kind of like my situation, I think it's worth it to wait it out for a really good apartment. You kind of have to know like when you're being too much of a diva about it versus when you're just being somewhat realistic and smart about your money. Just figure out what it is that you want. Maybe like for me, it was really that I wanted the hardwood floors. I wanted a unit washer dryer. The central air was important as well. I could have gone without central air because usually in places that don't have central air, your bedroom has like a window unit, which does get really cold, but I just really did want central air, especially when I was paying more money than I was at my previous place. Also, I would say try to negotiate. We're living in this apartment for a year and a half. That's how long our lease is, but we got like 6 or 7 weeks for free because of that. So definitely look at concessions and talk to whoever the property owner is about that, because you might be able to get a good deal on something. So another thing to note, parking is something that you need to like pay attention to here a lot of the times. Some buildings do not come with parking, like if you get like a duplex or something like that. A lot of the times those do not include parking. So definitely make sure if you need parking that you ask about that, because you might need to get like a street permit or something like that. Again, my favorite areas of town, and by no means are these the only places that you should look, but the places that I was looking to live again are Century City, Beverly Hills area. I loved living over there. That was a really great place to live. It's very quiet, pretty residential, and I think you can get pretty good deals on apartments over there. There aren't many like apartment complexes with like amenities and stuff like that, but still pretty spacious, large apartments for relatively inexpensive. I really liked the idea of living in the valley, so like Sherman Oaks, Studio City, Valley Village. I really liked that idea, and unfortunately I just couldn't find the perfect apartment for me there, but I really love the valley. I highly recommend that area. I like West Hollywood, so kind of closer, nearing in on Beverly Hills. I think that's a really nice area to live, and it's kind of in the middle of everything. It's very convenient. And I live downtown now. I will say there are definitely some cons to living downtown, but I did again decide that the building was totally worth it, and there's so many amenities and things here. Also in my area, it's called South Park. There's so many places I can walk to, and while sometimes maybe at night I don't really want to walk outside and it's not always the cleanest here, I do enjoy the convenience of living downtown. It just makes my day-to-day really easy. And also, again, thank you to Imani McGregor. She really did help us find some great units when Brenna and I were looking together. So if you need some help with your move process, I would definitely contact her. I will put her information down below and you can DM her on Instagram. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Look out for part 2 next week. I cannot wait to show you all my apartment, and in the meantime, follow me on Instagram at Payton Sartain, where you can see plenty of photos of the apartment already. I kind of just already shared it, but I'm gonna share it with y'all more in detail next week and in the coming weeks, just kind of curating it and making it feel special and making it feel like a home for me, because this truly is my dream apartment. It's the freaking cutest. So thank y'all for coming along on my moving journey, and I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, so here's the apartment tour. I walk in my front door, and I wash and dry.